But as I transition into the Bears draft, which I think is really good, this was a very solid draft for the Chicago Bears, and I am really excited about the direction that they're going. So let's talk about this Bears draft and who did they pick? Who did we get, and what do we have to look forward to as the 2016 season proceeds? Because this offseason they made it a obvious issue to address the linebacker position. Their front seven needed work. They addressed it. They also added depth in the offensive line, right? And so I was interested to see where they went with the draft. And many times before, I said if they can hit on draft picks this year, they'll be right in the mix of a playoff run. Absolutely 100%. And as I look at this draft, I think they did enough. I think they nailed it, really, and their strategy. And you guys got to remember. Now, I know trading up to 9 for Leonard Floyd, a lot of people were maybe turned off on this because it was a risk. It is, because he's undersized. But remember, Ryan Pace, his specialty is scouting. He worked with the Saints from 2002 to 2014 as a main scouting director. He was a director of player personnel at the end of his career there, and then he was pretty much in charge of scouting throughout the 12 years he spent with the Saints. So this guy knows what he's doing. And if we remember in the past, the draft has always killed the Bears. And the main reason why the Bears haven't been competitive is because they sucked at drafting players. A lot of their picks fizzle out or don't make an immediate impact or don't make an impact at all on their roster. So now that's changed. Last year, we've seen 5 of 7 of his picks last year. They were impact players, right? So now you have a flux of picks, 9 total, adding Kevin White. So that's 2 first-round picks. That's 10 impact young players coming in to this team next year. Now, are they all going to immediately make a difference? No, obviously not. But, oh man, as I look at this draft, I'm very, very excited into what they can do, especially with Vic Fangio and John Fox, who are defensive specialists, especially Fangio. Fangio knows what he's doing, and we saw last year with the talent that they had, or the lack thereof, that they were able to compete even against the better teams in the league. They beat the Packers in Lambeau, guys, and I give a lot of credit to Vic Fangio and that scheme that he was able to put together against Aaron Rodgers on that Thanksgiving night, which was awesome. But, all right, let's get into this. Let's get into this draft. So the Bears, who did they take? I mentioned Leonard Floyd and Cody Whitehair. First-round pick, Leonard Floyd. Now, let's talk about Floyd a little bit. He's undersized, 6'6", 244. Now, a main reason they took this player was because they needed edge rushers, right? They needed a guy to rush the quarterback. And also, they needed capable linebackers who are able to, 1, know where they're supposed to be on the field, and 2, stop the run, right? So Leonard Floyd, he can do that. He can also, his specialty is rushing the passer, but he can also drop back into coverage. I was reading a scouting report saying Floyd impressed a lot of people with his feet as he was able to match up against wide receivers down the field during the combine and other instances as he played in Georgia. That's something to be excited about. Leonard Floyd absolutely will come on first week of the season, be on the field. Now, is he going to be a 3-down linebacker? Probably not. I would say absolutely, almost assuredly that he will not be a 3-down linebacker to start. But a lot of the things that we have to worry about is the Chicago Bears nutrition team. Are they going to get him into the appropriate shape for him to be this player that Vic Fangio wants him to be? Now, a player that's an easy comp is Aldon Smith of the 49ers. He was one of those pass rushers who came off the edge and had some size to him, disrupt the quarterback often. But I'm really excited about Leonard Floyd, guys. Like, at first, I was kind of like, because I was big on Hargraves. I liked cornerback Vernon Hargraves, especially considering the need that the Bears have there. But Leonard Floyd, you have Floyd, Trevathan, Freeman, and McPhee on top of Willie Young and Lamar Houston and even Sam Acho. That's a solid depth of linebackers right there. Such an improvement over last season. So with the Leonard Floyd pick, nothing to complain about. I trust Ryan Pace and I trust Vic Fangio, and this is obviously a defensive draft. They took 6 defensive players and 3 offensive, so the main focus there was to build your defense in the draft, and I think they did a very, very good job of doing this. Now let's move on to their second-round pick, Cody Whitehair. Cody Whitehair is now. Also, I want to mention that there was an obvious pattern in all of these picks that they were high character players. Now these guys, that was obviously something that Ryan Pace was looking for. See the pattern that they're all well kept, and that's important. You have to have the right mindset in the NFL to get better, to be coachable, to be able to buy into the system of what they want to do with it. Because, guys play in college, they have different schemes, they listen to different guys, but they, some talented players want to do what they're comfortable with. They've seen success in the college level because they do what they feel is their best skill set. But then you get into the NFL, it's a different ball game. You got to adjust. You got to be able to stay on pace with the speed of the game because it's so much faster. And that talent's going to be there. There's going to be talent everywhere. Just got to be able to do it. Now, Cody Whitehair, this offensive tackle, I really like the pick. Now, at first, it wasn't very sexy, right? Von Bell was still there, safety from Ohio State, ranked very high on many people's boards. Impact, right-away player who could step in. And there's some question marks there, but they decided to wait on the safety, and they picked Cody Whitehair. And this leaves the question now as what are they going to do with Matt Slauson? Now, I personally, think Whitehair would be slotted into the left guard position. He's best at guard. He could also play tackle for you, but I want to see him at guard. So it's Leno, Whitehair, blank, right? Grisou maybe. Then it's Kyle Long at right guard and Bobby Massey at right tackle. So that's a pretty solid offensive line. Do they want to go Grisou year 2 at center? Maybe. That'll be interesting to watch for. But the Bears definitely bolstered their offensive line depth. It's so much more. You just feel so much better about it because guys can step in right away, especially with their offseason. Manny Ramirez is as an example of a guy that they brought in. So great pick. Not super exciting to see an offensive tackle go in the second round. So, take it as you will. But this was a good pick. He had first-round grades all over the board, and he dropped to the second round all the way to 56. So good for the Bears. Nice job, Ryan Pace, to solidify a position there on the offensive line. Now, the third-round pick. Now, this guy is a difference maker. Absolutely difference maker. Now, he also had first-round grades, but he fell to the third round. Now, I'm talking about Jonathan Bullard, defensive tackle of Florida. This guy, first of all, has a motor. He doesn't stop. He'll give you everything that you want every single play. Now, is he going to be a three-down lineman? Doubt it. But that's okay because they have depth in their front seven. They're able to mix and match and do some things with different players now that they weren't able to do last year, especially since the lack of talent. Now they have talent, and this is what's exciting about it. Jonathan Bullard, 6'3", 285, a little bit undersized as a defensive tackle, a little bit. If he can, he's a beast, though. He is an absolute beast. He can stop the run, and he will rush the passer. He can be defensive end, but I think his strong suit will be defensive tackle. And I think he'll flourish in the 3-4 scheme. And yes, he will be a starter. He will be an immediate starter with the Bears entering 2016. Awesome pick, Jonathan Bullard by Ryan Pace there. Moving on, inside linebacker in the 4th round. Now, they had 3 4th-round picks in this draft, which now you got to be able to hit on these guys, especially moving down, valuing those picks as Ryan Pace did, moving down twice in the 2nd round to add 2 4th-round picks. Now, they had 3, and their first came with West Virginia inside linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski. Now, this guy, too, is somebody to be excited about. Now, he adds to the depth. Is he going to be an immediate starter? No. Maybe he'll be definitely on the field. You'll see him on the field this year, maybe in some packages. But you will also see him definitely in special teams. He's athletic. He's fast. He can cover, especially in his own scheme. He knows where he has to be. I saw some film on him. He's rarely out of position, and it's something. He's a smart football player, and that's what you need, right? And especially in this 3-4 system, you need depth at the linebacker position. So Kwiatkowski will be a part of this defense. He's athletic. He's fast. He's fast. I was surprised, and he can stop the run as well. Cover. Now, is he the most athletic guy on the field? No. But overall, in the 4th round, this was a fantastic pick by Ryan Pace. Another one. Another great pick. Like, so far, so good. And now you move on. This is a guy that I'm very excited about. Deon Bush, safety from Miami. Now, if you watch some of his tapes, he's one of the biggest players on the field. It's 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. Yeah, as a safety, he's there. He'll make his presence known. You got to know where Deon Bush is a lot of the time because he will come up and pop you. This guy can hit. He's physical. He knows where he has to be on the run. Some negative aspects on him. He kind of quits on plays sometimes, but his effort level maybe kind of diminishes if the play's on the other side of the field. Kind of see him, lackluster on it. But Deon Bush, a very, very impressive safety. He will make an immediate impact on special teams, and that's another point that Pace and Fox wanted to address in this draft was special teams because, boy, their special teams unit last year was embarrassingly bad, right? So you already have Kwiatkowski and Deon Bush in the special teams unit. Maybe, that's good stuff. They haven't even gone through a professional workout yet, but I'm really excited about Deon Bush. I think he could make an immediate impact on this defense, especially on special teams. He'll be there. Who else is going to be on special teams, you ask? Another 4th round pick that they made, cornerback DeAndre Hall out of Northern Iowa. Now, he's a small school kind of guy, but he was FCS Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. 6'2", 200 pounds, cornerback, very high character guy, smart, athletic, he's fast. You will see, I don't think he can, he might be used in the nickel. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was incorporated there, but I think it's unrealistic to think that he'll just step in as a starter in the cornerback position right away. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But this is some guy to keep an eye on because he's smart. He's always getting better. He's willing to listen to his coaches. He's willing to work on his game. And that's an important aspect too. His character's high and he's willing to listen to his coaches and he's willing to get better at his game. And that's what I'm very happy about when looking into DeAndre Hall, this 4th round pick made by the Bears. It's hard not to get excited about like this because you need depth in everywhere, obviously, but you need it in the secondary as well. The Bears struggled pretty much. They had Sherrick McManus playing in the secondary for a time. Like, you can't have that happen anymore. So that's good. That's good that they're spending a lot of their picks on defense, and especially in the secondary. They shored up the offensive line in the offseason, plus with the Cody Whitehair pick. And on the defensive side, even without the last 4 picks that they made, Kwiatkowski, Jonathan Bullard, DeAndre Hall, and Deon Bush. Those are guys and names to remember because they will be on the field. And who else is going to be on the field, you ask? Oh, that's right. Their 5th round pick, Jordan Howard, running back out of Indiana. Wow. What a fantastic freaking value that they got for this guy in the 5th round. Now, I'm telling you, because he's a physical runner, hits the hole hard, recognizes blocking schemes, and can provide value on short yardage situations. Now, the Bears relied on Kadeem Carey a little bit late in the season on short yard situations, and he's definitely going to be among the running backs used because, one, you don't have a 3-down running back anymore with Matt Forte. He's gone. So you're left with this kind of platoon type thing with Langford and Carey. Now you add Jordan Howard to this list, and I'm telling you right now that Jordan Howard will be most likely the 2nd running back on the depth chart. It'll be Langford, Howard, Carey, and then if they decide to keep Jacquez Rogers, he'll likely be a special teams guy only. I mean, he might. You need depth in the running back position because they get their ass kicked a lot, right? But I mean, I don't know how much of an influence Jacquez Rogers will be, but having depth is great. But Jordan Howard, what a valuable pick in the 5th round. Like, wow. This was so good because he can step in right away, have an immediate impact, knows how to run the ball. That's exactly what the Bears need. just guys to complement Carey and Langford. So awesome stuff there in the 5th round with Jordan Howard. I'm very excited about that pick because we're going to see him on the field. Absolutely going to see him on the field. He's going to have a lot to do with the success of the Bears offense. So hell yes. And then you finish off the draft with DeAndre Houston-Carson, free safety from William & Mary. Small school. He's physical, former quarterback, and he can play safety. He's going to contribute on special teams right away. He takes a lot of pride in playing in special teams, and that's what the Bears need, obviously. So special teams depth, free safety depth, awesome. You're going to see Houston-Carson on the field. And then, hyphen names, Harold Jones-Corte. That's going to be fun. A couple of guys with hyphenated last names. That'll be, I guess it's a Bears specialty. I think they have a thing for hyphenated last names. So the Bears, on top of the Houston-Carson pick at free safety in the 6th round, they took a wide receiver in the 7th. 230, their last pick of the draft, Daniel Braverman from Western Michigan. He's 5'10", 177, undersized, but this guy's fast, very fast. And he's got good hands. So this guy, one, he's going to be on special teams, absolutely. Maybe he turns into the punt returner, kind of like a Wes Welker type deal. Doubt it. He kind of reminds me of Dane Sonsenbacher, but he's fast, very fast. He can work in the slot for you. He might even be a part of this Bears team this year. Who knows? But with the wide receiver position, the Bears have quality now. Surprising to say, I fully believe that Kevin White will be worth the wait. I think Kevin White is going to have an immediate impact with the Bears as soon as he steps on the field. I think he's going to be a reliable possession receiver. He can also stretch the field. He's got size. He can go up and get the pass. But obviously, too, they're going to rely on Alshon Jeffrey. So you combine Jeffrey and White, it's going to be solid. Eddie Royal, if he's healthy, if he stays on the damn field, because last year he really didn't do anything for him, but he proven veteran, very kind of acts as a safety cushion there in the slot. And then you add Mark Mariano as well and Marquise Wilson. Wilson's got to stay healthy. So there's wide receiver depth everywhere. And then you add Daniel Braverman. Now, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure all of the draft picks, all 9, are going to make the 53-man roster when it's all said and done. So there are going to be some guys on the hook. I don't think Christian Jones is going to be back. Maybe Sam Acho. I don't know. I think they like Acho. We'll see. All of these guys as well have spent a lot of time in college. There's a lot of these guys spent 3 or 4 years playing at the college level, so they're experienced. They're ready to go. And I'm so happy with this draft. I think Ryan Pace absolutely nailed it with all of their picks. And maybe there were a couple, in the 2nd round, they maybe missed a guy like Jason Spriggs, but that's all right. Stuff happens. But the stupid-ass Packers, what the hell is your problem? Trading in front of us. How dare you? In our own hometown. Well, whatever. I'm over it. Cody Whitehair in the 2nd round is a great pick. But yeah, awesome job, Ryan Pace. That's kind of my thoughts on this Bears draft. A lot of people were kind of upset about the Leonard Floyd pick at 1. I'm good with it. I think it fits exactly what the Bears want to do, and I think he's going to have an immediate impact. Great edge rusher. He's going to turn in. His ceiling's very high. And I think working with the right set of coaches who the Bears have, Vic Fangio and his staff, I think this is going to be a very pleasant surprise to many, that Leonard Floyd is going to turn into a dominant type of player. I'm happy with it, happy with the draft. I'm very excited for Bears football, but it's not for a while.